was supposed to be on a run. Wanted to jump on here because I didn't know that you could get a little bit of postpartum. I didn't know you could get postpartum depression after like 5 months of pregnancy. Now, I don't know if that's really what I have, but at least today I felt that. Just one day. I didn't know it was real. Yes, it is. And I hate it. It's like I want to have more kids. Like lots more kids. But this postpartum thing is like so terrible. Like, why is it even a thing? Why do we have to drop so many hormones after pregnancy? I have to be honest, I felt like there's just like a lot going on when you have your first kid. I wanted to run because I wanted to get back in shape. And I'm older, having a kid. I think that kind of makes it harder to get back into shape. So I wanted to get on here and help me be motivated to run a marathon just to get back in shape, essentially. It worked at first, and then when I ran the 13 miles, I was in like a lot of pain. Part of it was from pregnancy, and part of it was just probably like a minor stress fracture that healed very quickly. Then it kind of got me scared. It's like I never was nervous about running a marathon, ever. I just run it. When that happened, I was so nervous about running a marathon because I'm like, I can't even barely run 12 miles. I have to walk the last 3 miles. I was so frustrated. And I'm like, it's probably 1, pregnancy, 2, I'm older than I was 10 years ago. That just got me really frustrated. That combination of things, because my mind was, oh, I can continue to run. I wasn't tired. It was my body that was all messed up. That was so annoying. So then I was like, well, I just felt like in a creative block. And it's funny because I watch a lot of different YouTubers. They were all having like creative blocks. And then my over spiritual self is like, okay, is this like a spiritual thing? Granted, all these other YouTubers I'm watching are not all Christian, and even if they are Christian, they're not passionate, Holy Spirit filled Christians that are walking by the Spirit in and out of their days. It could be spiritual, it could be not. A lot of the YouTubers I've been watching have been either quitting or just saying like having a creative block. And I don't know what that is. Maybe it's the Lord. The Lord loves creativity, so it's probably not the Lord. The Lord has conveyed a lot through YouTube, and people's lives are changed through YouTube, and in a good way and bad way. Anyways, I'm rambling. So anyways, I was in a creative block, not knowing what to share, what to make and create on YouTube. And since I couldn't, didn't feel like I could run, I was like, well, I don't really know what to make. I don't know what to create. And there's this religious thing of thinking I can only create if it's only about the Lord, which that's only all I've ever really wanted, was to create things about the Lord. When you feel like you're not always wanting to spend time in His presence because of XYZ in your life, you see the dilemma. All this to say, YouTube has been one of my biggest outlets in life for as long as I can remember, for a long time. And being pregnant and having a baby and being a stay-at-home mom and working from home, you have to have some sort of outlet, whether it's having a mom group or family group, like a husband and wife group or parents group, or writing or journaling or going to your church, or for me, YouTube or podcasting, or just talking and sharing and being with other people other than your toddlers or your kids, you know what I mean? That has been what podcasting and YouTube has been for me. And when I now say I've got a creative block, it makes you go crazy, because when you don't have that outlet, And running is also a crucial thing for my mental health and state. When we had the baby, I wasn't able to run as much, if at all, because it was always dependent on other people watching him. And I did have help for a little bit, but then that main person that was watching him, other than my husband, kind of got hurt. And you can't blame them for that. It just happened. And their back and hip and legs all were hurt. When you're a first-time mom, parent, it takes time for you to be able to trust a lot of people to watch your kids. I'm in the middle of that, like trying to figure out, I have no idea. It's hard to even run, whereas when I was it was just Caleb and I could run whenever I wasn't working, or I could run all day if I wanted, but I can't do that all And let alone 2 hours is like, he needs to eat every hour because now I'm exclusively nursing. I mean, so that, like, feeling trapped is like another huge thing that is not good. And then if you're a new mom, you understand that the house is way more dirty. It's not that it's not more dirty, it's just that it's harder to get things clean and done and the way that you like it. And I like my house like OCD clean. Like, I love it really clean. I just do. And not being able to do that, or it being like such a huge thing to have it clean, and then by the end of the day it being completely dirty again, is like the worst. Because I would start my morning by cleaning the entire house, or even before bed I would pick up everything and make the house really clean. But we went on a trip to California recently to be with family, and then we had family stay at our house right after, so it's like one thing after another. And it's hard to like even get naps in for the baby, let alone keep your house clean and keep up with laundry, keep up with everything. Our house is really, really small right now. You know what? As I'm like sharing with you, I'm thinking, okay, this is sounding really complainy, and it's not meant to be that. I think it's just, for me, it was just the reality. And I think I was just having a really bad day today. Like, I am having a really bad day. And this is, at least today, postpartum depression. I like had a breakdown, like totally had a breakdown. I have no idea. I have no idea what hit me. Not understanding what hit me. I know I'm saying a lot of things of why this is postpartum depression, and mostly it's just venting. But honestly, I do have more things to be grateful for. And so now I'm gonna list all the things that I am grateful for. And maybe this is something that you can do if you're experiencing postpartum depression. I'm so grateful for where we live. It's amazing and it's so pretty. And we live in a really awesome community right now, and I'm really thankful for that. And I'm really thankful to have family living right by us. That is such a blessing, honestly. I'm so thankful for my husband. He is the sweetest man of God I've ever met. And he always keeps me on the straight and narrow. And for that, I'm so grateful. That's hard to come by in today's world, honestly. All these things happened, i.e. postpartum depression, because I had my son. But coupled with all these things happening, I want to have more kids, because having him is the best thing that's happened to Caleb and I. Caleb has been the best thing that's happened to me outside of the Lord, if I'm being completely honest. I see this picture of sown in all these emotions is the presence of God. I can hear his voice between all of this crazy, even now. Him speaking to me and sharing his love and his presence and who I'm called to be. That's a gift. It really is. I think being able to hear his voice in a time like right now is honestly the best gift I could have ever asked for. Honestly, it's everything. My best advice I can give you is, if you're going through even a day of postpartum depression, like I feel like I am today, number one thing I did was I went to my husband. So your best friend. Number one would be going to the Lord, and I did it wrong. I went to my husband before I went to the Lord, and he's always telling me to go to the Lord first. Honestly, I went and listened to worship music, and then I started texting him. I had forgotten that I had went to the Lord first today. When I feel like I was at my worst, I went to the Lord first. Your best friend will rub off on you. That's a good thing. I did my nails myself with a gel kit I have. Don't look at them too close. This camera is so good, you can see every detail, which I'm not proud of. But you know, I wonder if there was an update on my phone. I think I just needed time to think. I think to share what I've been feeling and going through. I'm sure I'm not the only one. If you could pray for me to have a creative outlet. See, isn't this, somehow this is the Lord. If you could pray for me to have creative, this would be a gift. If you could pray for me to have creative inspiration to give back to you on here, that would be one thing I would ask of you. And in that, I hear the Lord say, I can't even sort this out. He gives us what we need to pray for to give back to him so that he can do what it is he needs to do for us, or what we need from him. Interesting. And of course, I thought I saw something. Of course, I'm not the Lord, but I see the Lord in that. Me asking you to pray for me to have creative inspiration to give back to you a little bit of entertainment or a little bit of inspiration or something to give back to you. The Lord is cutie. The Lord is such a cutie. Oh, I love him. Cute aggression. I have cute aggression towards the Lord. I think that's all for today's video. In some way, I hope this helps. If anything, you were entertained for 5 minutes. If you want to comment down below anything or like this video, that would be awesome feedback, or subscribe. That would be feedback enough. For you to subscribe is feedback for me to know I'm doing something of value. I love you, and thanks for listening. It means a lot.